At 11:20 a.m. on April 8, 2025, Chief Adrian Belcher and Trooper Johnson were notified that Dardanelle police were pursuing a Chevrolet S10 pickup truck after an equipment violation and reports of a passenger discarding suspected illegal substances. The pickup was heading south on Highway 7. As the pursuit continued, Ola police officers Terry Howell and Anthony Chronister deployed spike strips near Tucker Road and Highway 7. The deployment was successful, but the suspect pickup kept going toward the Ola city limits.
Stay primary. Start take off.
We're east on North 2nd Street. For all units, that will be correct. That will be correct. Passing Gold Street on 2nd Street. Tim. The Tim said TPI. TPI. Tim.
After turning onto East Spring Road, Trooper Johnson executed a tactical vehicle intervention, forcing the suspect pickup off the roadway. The driver, identified as Craig Sebastian, fled on foot but was quickly captured by Trooper Johnson after a short chase. The passenger, Michaela Bowden, surrendered inside the pickup and was taken into custody by Dardanelle police. Sebastian was transported to the Yell County Detention Center, while Bowden was cited and released by Dardanelle police for littering.
You ain't got to play with fucking arms and shit.
You don't have to fucking run either. And everybody else.
At around 12:20 a.m. on September 19th, 2024, officers with the Independence Police Department initiated a pursuit of a white Kia Rio. After briefly losing sight of the vehicle, the chase was called off, and additional units began searching the area. A short time later, officers McCoy and Stoff located the car, and the driver took off once again. Unaware this would turn out to be the worst decision of the night.
Zebra 8 Zebra. Lincoln Frank 7, Lincoln Zebra 8 Zebra. We're back east northbound on Canterbury, coming up to 39th.
No, buddy, you're all right. Black male occupant.
It's going to be a black male driver, and we're going to go westbound on 39th, and he's cutting through CVS.
Yeah, because I got on file, that's the vehicle that 22 just tried to chase.
We copy. Cutting through CVS here, northbound on Nolan from 39th. Go, go, go.
25 Nolan from 39.
You can go ahead and show us in pursuit now. Our speeds are 45 and climbing, no traffic. It's in the number 1 lane.
223 in pursuit, northbound Nolan from 39. It's going to be a stripping and white Kia, black male driver.
Good, do your thing. Speeds of 50. Straddle on number 2 and number 1. There's absolutely no traffic on the roadway. Speeds climbed a little bit to 70. Still in the number 1 lane through 34th. Alright, he just lost a whole chunk of the vehicle at 34th Street. He's an oncoming, however, there's no traffic. Just having a hard time controlling it. Back through 35th Street. Oh,
No, we're all right.
oh, he's turning. 1050, start fire.
The pursuit lasted just over 7 minutes before the suspect's vehicle slammed into the median, caught fire, and rolled onto its side. Officers quickly moved in and took the suspect into custody.
Heavy 1050. Stadium and leave.
Let me see your hands. You're gonna get.
Okay, my hands is up. My hands is up, sir.
Are you?
No, sir. This sir, they made me do it, sir.
I can take it to him.
Sir, sir, my hands is down, sir. My hands is down, sir.
Hands behind your back.
Sir, they made me do it, sir. Please.
I don't give a shit.
Hands up, sir.
Put your hands behind your back.
Sir, my hands are behind my back, sir. My hands are behind my back, sir. I can't breathe, sir. Sir, I can't breathe.
Shut up.
I can't breathe, sir. Help.
I'm gonna break your.
I can't breathe, sir. Please, sir.
On November 9, 2023, around 2:20 p.m., Homestead and Miami-Dade police requested assistance from the Florida Highway Patrol to help stop a pursuit involving a stolen U-Haul van linked to multiple thefts and the battery of a Homestead officer. The pursuit was heading north on Florida's Turnpike near Southwest 152nd Street. Trooper Ray and K-9 Trooper N. Alvarez staged near Southwest 88th Street to intercept. Moments later, Trooper Ray saw the van speeding with patrol units in pursuit. He merged onto the turnpike, overtook the units, and became lead in the chase, notifying dispatch of location, speed, and traffic conditions. During the pursuit, the suspect drove recklessly, reaching excessive speeds, aggressively changing lanes, and tailgating other vehicles, showing complete disregard for public safety.
We're passing 41st, passing 41st. Still at 94. Alright, we're going to continue past 106. Still at 90, 83 miles per hour.
Subject still continuing. Subject still continuing. Miami, be advised. Subject still continuing.
Trooper Ray performed a pit maneuver, striking the rear right side of the suspect's vehicle, causing it to veer off, but the driver regained control. A second pit attempt was unsuccessful, leaving Ray's patrol car disabled. K-9 Trooper Alvarez, Trooper Cancio, and Corporal A. Sierra continued the chase. Corporal Sierra executed a successful pit maneuver, disabling the van and ending the pursuit. All suspects were taken into custody without further incident and turned over to Homestead Police. On July 31st, 2021, at approximately 8:27 p.m., Trooper Chambers observed a black Chrysler 300 performing donuts at the intersection of Jonesboro Road and Lakewood Avenue. Upon activating his blue lights to initiate a traffic stop, the driver accelerated and fled, traveling at high speed south on Jonesboro Road. Trooper Chambers notified the GSP radio room, and Trooper First Class Kraling began handling radio traffic for the pursuit.
Stop traffic. We're across Harbor Road. Stopping some traffic. He's walking down the road. Good, no traffic. That green line right here, across the Constitution. Still on Jonesboro Road. Right on Cleveland, right on Cleveland.
We were crossing over the connector. Aviation finish on early.
We got traffic here at the light. He went through the parking lot and he's showing north on Metropolitan.
We're going to go through the parking lot north on Metro.
The driver continued to drive recklessly on city streets. At the intersection of Cleveland Avenue and Metropolitan Parkway, the driver drove over a curb and through a parking lot, endangering pedestrians. After striking the curb, the right rear tire blew out, but the driver kept fleeing on 3 functioning wheels, nearly striking several vehicles.
Clear westbound Ferguson for Metro.
Crossing Quaker.
Two flat tires, yeah.
Clear crossing Quaker Street on Metro for Ferguson going north there. Responsive, white male, low haircut, dark complected, white shirt.
We're crossing over Avery Road.
Clear crossing over Avery Road.
Oh, get on the highway, bitch. I dare you. Oh, you done fucked up now.
We are turning right onto the connector.
Can't do it right now.
Clear, turn right onto the connector.
Left lane, we're going 75, 85 north. Passing 166.
We're on 166.
On the connector north, 166.
We're going about 80. Setting up for a pit, 42, pit attempt. Failed. Setting up again, we'll cross under Pryor Road. He's going to try to pin him again.
Clear northbound, approach your fire, and step for a second pit.
Look out.
866.
Clear northbound, approach your fire, and step for a second pit.
Look out.
866, 456, 650.
At approximately 10:15 p.m. on October 16, 2021, police received reports of an illegal street racing gathering at 2022 Headland Drive in East Point, Georgia, where a police helicopter arrived ahead of ground units and observed a white and green Chevrolet Camaro performing repeated donuts in a parking lot, the engine roaring as the driver continued to show off, unaware that officers on the ground were already closing in and that the brief thrill of the moment was about to come at a cost.
Still don't have street overlay, so if you get into anything, I'm gonna have y'all call it. I can still keep the camera on it, but I don't have street overlay.
What's that parking lot? The judge right there.
coming out right here, guys. Splitting, they're splitting.
They're splitting. That gold one's still doing donuts, though.
Get your hands up!
Go around, I think it's not working.
Get on the ground. Get on your
Don't
face. Get on your face.
Camaro, custody. I'm looking for the other
You ain't gonna
1080.
apologize. You ain't gonna apologize.
At approximately 9:09 p.m. on May 15, 2022, Sergeant A. Gonzalez received intelligence about an organized stunt driving group engaging in illegal activity near North Avenue and Spring Street. While patrolling the area, Sergeant Gonzalez observed a silver Lexus IS 300 performing circular burnouts in the intersection. When he activated his emergency lights and siren to initiate a stop, the driver fled. At the same time, several bystanders ran toward the patrol car, attempting to block it and create an escape path for the Lexus.
Whatever's taking there, call it.
Clear, westbound, okay. North side. Clear, past the north side drive. Go right, northbound, north side drive. Pull, make a right, northbound, north side drive, go ahead. Put it. Driving out of it. I want you to make it up. Say it again, Atlanta. I got the dog.
Pit. Driving out of it.
I want you to make it up. I got the dog.
Despite their apparent driving skills, it was no match for Georgia State Patrol. All three occupants of the vehicle were taken into custody. The driver was identified as Yahir Alexander Vega, 21 years old. The two passengers were juveniles. Both passengers stated they were not involved in the stunt driving and said they repeatedly told Vega to stop and tried to prevent his actions, but he refused to comply. On the evening of May 26th, at approximately 7:26 p.m., Trooper Schwab was positioned on the shoulder of northbound Interstate 49, just south of exit 76. While monitoring traffic near the county line, he spotted a white SUV rapidly approaching from behind. Suspecting the vehicle was speeding, Trooper Schwab used his rear radar antenna, which confirmed a Doppler tone registering the SUV at 101 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone. Trooper Schwab immediately activated his emergency lights in an effort to conduct a traffic stop near exit 76. But instead of pulling over, the driver sped off, continuing eastbound onto Wagon Wheel Road.
Returning on a Hyundai Interstate 252.
Yep, same thing. Simple. Is it roundable? Not sort of. What's that find at me?
Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Stop moving. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Hands. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. On the ground. On the ground. Taser. I'm gonna tase you. Stop moving. Stop. Hands behind your back. Now. Get them behind your back. Now.
Yeah, every once in a while. I'm gonna love the key. We'll get everything we can. Okay. Do what? Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
At about 7:37 a.m. on August 28th, 2025, Livonia police officers responded to a stretch of highway to assist Michigan State Police in a pursuit of a stolen vehicle. Officers deployed a grappler device in an attempt to bring the chase to an end. The suspect believed he could break free and outrun police, but he was wrong. After several attempts to accelerate and snap the grappler line, the suspect's efforts backfired. The device ripped apart his rear axle, leaving the vehicle disabled. From that moment, it became clear to suspects like him that this police tool is no toy to be broken. Around 10:05 a.m. on August 19th, 2023, officers were searching for a suspect believed to be armed. Before long, they located him driving a pickup truck. At a nearby intersection, officers spotted the vehicle and conducted a stop. When they approached, the suspect became uncooperative, and officers immediately noticed a 3-year-old child inside the truck.
I'm going to be out.
I believe it's going to be you.
Already officer here. I believe it's going to be the subject.
10-4, the name matches what's posted on your file.
Just moments before the suspect sped off, an officer managed to pull the child safely from the passenger seat. Despite this, the suspect showed no concern for his own child and fled the scene. A pursuit was immediately initiated. The pursuit continued at speeds between 70 and 80 miles per hour. Moments later, Trooper Bates surged into the lead, positioning himself for a high-speed pit maneuver to bring the chase to an end.
know your area. You can try to get it south of Oregon City.
Executed a pit maneuver at roughly 80 miles per hour, sending the suspect's truck sliding into the ditch on the left as Bates's patrol vehicle dropped into the ditch. Moments later, the suspect emerged with a weapon and pointed it toward the troopers, forcing officers to open fire. The suspect was taken into custody and transported to the hospital with serious injuries, but he survived. At about 1 p.m. on April 2nd, 2024, officers received a report that a suspect had assaulted a 75-year-old man, dragged him out of his Honda Accord, and punched him repeatedly before attempting to steal the car. A witness nearby intervened with a firearm, forcing the suspect to flee in a white Buick LaCrosse. Only 10 minutes earlier, officers had received another call reporting that a suspect with a matching description had tried to carjack a woman, but failed. Units quickly responded to both scenes, gathered statements from witnesses, and began coordinating efforts to track down the suspect and the Buick he was driving.
You did? I did. Okay. And that's what saved me, I think. Okay. Were you just here doing business at the car wash?
Right, my car, getting ready to.
Okay.
Just watched him. He opened my door and pulled me out. I was like, what's going on, you know?
He yelled at me, I was over here, that's my truck. I was over here cleaning my truck up. He yelled at me and I said, look, get out of there. And I wasn't sure which car it was, right? I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
He had blood coming all the way down his face.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna have medics because I need to get checked out.
They need to look at it. I agree.
He get medic for,
How old are you, sir?
75.
75-year-old male.
So he yelled at me, and I went and I said, look, get out of there. And I went and I said, I'm getting my gun. I grabbed my gun out of my truck. I brandished it. I didn't put my finger on the trigger or anything like that. I said, you need to make the right decision and get out of here.
Okay.
He walked over to his car. He took off. I got pictures of his car and license plate.
Perfect.
A few minutes later, officers located the suspect's vehicle and attempted a traffic stop, but the driver immediately accelerated and fled, triggering a high-speed pursuit.
he's going down a hill.
Even with a blown tire, the suspect kept fleeing and eventually bailed out of the vehicle, running across open fields toward the Jefferson City Airport. Ground units held back while the police helicopter tracked him from above. In this condition, there was little chance the suspect could escape law enforcement.
He's down. He's trying to get back. He's went through a field. He's trying to get onto the oil well road. Aircraft is overhead.
95 MP's got him. He's on the Event Center Road, coming to the old highway that cut through into Jeff City. He's currently westbound.
95 MP, copy. Old Event Center. One Event Center coming to Old Highway that cut through westbound.
Yep. He just crossed over, and now he is behind the Ag Center here, headed down towards the river.
Copy, behind Ag Center, heading down towards the river. Copy, both driver tires down northbound on Hibernia, coming back out to the airport overpass.
All right, the patrol car at the overpass, just stay put for a second. He's coming, he's going to go straight across Airport Road, headed on Hibernia towards Wildlife Equipment.
I'm sure you can see what's going on here, but he is the vehicle we're chasing right here, coming onto the airport grounds. You make the call the FBO, just let them know that they have a fugitive running out of this white car here shortly.
Copy, straight across towards the equipment.
Okay, he turned onto the airport property here. He's driving through the grass, eastbound on the airport property.
Copy, onto the airport property in the grass, eastbound.
Went through the fence. He is actually on the airport restricted area now.
That's how he is on the field. Our vehicle is on the field. He's going to get
Copy, on airport restricted.
west of the ramp. Yeah, he drove through the fence. You're going to have damage to the fence. Subject out on foot, wearing a red shirt. He is running towards the ramp, the west ramp.
You gotta go get him, bud.
450, 1018.
Okay, he is on the airport ground, red shirt, red shorts, at a hangar here. He drove through the fence. He's at the north corner of the hangars on the west side of the field.
Copy, is it a hangar to the north corner? The hangar's the west end of the field, red shirt and red shorts.
Despite his efforts to escape, the suspect couldn't break the perimeter set by law enforcement. He was taken into custody and later identified as Josue Lopez, who now faces multiple charges, including carjacking, kidnapping a child, 2 counts, first-degree tampering with a motor vehicle, third-degree assault, special victim, resisting arrest, driving without a license, second offense, careless and imprudent driving.
They've got one in custody. I'd like to just loop around and we'll go land on Charlie.
At approximately 5:02 p.m. on March 5, 2024, the Little Rock Police Department contacted Arkansas State Police Troop at dispatch to request assistance in a pursuit involving a stolen white Nissan Altima. The chase was taking place in the area of Roosevelt Road and Springer Boulevard, heading southbound. Trooper Bird responded to the area of Interstate 440 eastbound at Springer Boulevard and joined the pursuit.
Getting back on 440 East. Getting back on 440 East. Over. 46 Rock on the wrong area. TBI.
The vehicle re-entered Interstate 440 eastbound, where Trooper Bird took over as the lead unit in the pursuit. As he closed the distance, the driver attempted to avoid a TBI by braking and swerving left. Despite the evasive maneuver, Trooper Bird successfully executed the TBI, forcing the Nissan off the roadway to the right, where it came to a complete stop. The driver was taken into custody without further incident. Officers from the Little Rock Police Department assumed custody and charged the suspect with the following offenses: theft of property, $5,000 to $25,000. Felony fleeing in a vehicle with substantial danger of death. Open container of alcohol in a motor vehicle. On Saturday, July 12, 2025, a Grand Blanc Township police officer spotted a motorcycle stopped at a red light. As the patrol car approached, the rider suddenly ran the red light and made a right turn. Sensing the rider was attempting to flee, the officer activated lights and siren and gave chase, but the motorcycle accelerated rapidly, prompting a full pursuit.
16-8 priority. Southbound. 1680's picking up speeds are about 95. 1680, is there a helicopter available?
Center 2 for 3.
1670, what are our speed?
Speed is 76 right now.
Speed 76, approaching center.
Trying to get next to him at Ford Road, even around coming up to
Yep.
straight through Grand Blanc.
2134, late 23, perfect.
Blowing the red over 23. 2 reds over 23.
Copy over 23.
He's in a hard time shifting right now.
Good, John. I'm trying to box him in.
I copy.
His motor kicked back up.
They almost lost it. Still southbound. Still.
Copy, just be advised you are approaching a dead end on Moorish there.
Clear. We're kind of on a 2-track right now. It's getting really narrow. Still southbound.
They crashed and threw a march.
On a dirt road, the rider lost control and crashed. Both the rider and passenger were quickly taken into custody with minor injuries. Officers later discovered the rider was a wanted fugitive in multiple states, likely why he chose to run.